Welcome to Wednesdays with Wayne, and I thought this week I'd give you an update of the yard and some of the fall chores that are ahead. I'm going to leave the hibiscus up as well as a lot of my health strip. You can see here that the health strip is looking really great, some fantastic fall and soon to be winter interest. This will also act as a natural barrier from the snow blowing and kind of keep some of the big drifts off of the driveway. I still have a little bit of planting that's got to be done. I've got a few perennials that have to get in the ground, and it's best to do that, I feel, like by the end of October. In terms of shrubs and trees, we've got more time with that and could go easily to Thanksgiving and possibly all the way up till the time that the ground is frozen. The annuals were still looking good, except for the fact that the deer came and ate them in about half. But as soon as a frost comes, a good heavy frost, it's going to knock them out, and I will be starting to remove all of those annuals. The lawn is looking really nice as I had fertilized with high nitrogen in September, and will do so again in November, which will allow the grass to store up that nitrogen and green up early in the springtime. I also use a phosphorus-free fertilizer due to the lake, and I do not want any excess algae to grow in the lake, so we don't want any of that runoff. In terms of my annual beds here, they are getting pretty sloppy looking, so that's going to be removed. You can see I'm placing some bricks to have a brick edge put in to kind of tidy up maintenance. I also was very fortunate to get an irrigation system for the yard, just had it installed. That's why you see the grass is a little bit torn up. But next year, my maintenance chores will be reduced tremendously when I can just turn on my irrigation system for both the beds and the lawn independently and stop dragging hoses. As far as the hostas go in this bed, I'm going to allow them to get completely hit by a heavy frost. This will allow the carbohydrates to go down into the roots of the plant. So this will occur again after a heavy frost, and then I will remove all the foliage so that there won't be additional slug problems and so forth next year. And I'll do that cleanup in the next few weeks. You can see the trees are just beginning to turn color as the chlorophyll production has started to slow down, allowing some of the other pigments to come out. Finally, I want to share this bed with you, which I recently planted, this catmint called Chartreuse on the Loose. It's performing very nicely. The roses are just finishing up, the coral drifts. You see the fruit with a lot of interest here, this purple beautyberry, this vivid, shiny purple fruit. I'll be leaving the grasses up in the background for winter interest. This very stately Japanese white pine has produced some great cones for winter interest. As I scan the rest of the backyard here, you can see there's not a lot of fall interest with the exception of the sumacs, which we're experiencing quite a bit of drought, so they've colored up early. And finally, the pruning I've done on these juniper screens, which are doing a great job to screen the bottom of my deck. And then take a look at this hydrangea. This firelight hydrangea with the cooler weather has really turned these gorgeous shades of deep pink and will be left on again for winter interest. So thank you for joining Wednesdays with Wayne, sponsored by Niemeyer's Landscape Supply. And remember, beautiful landscapes start here.